sheets.
Definitely rough.
Injusta, no J-naps.
Hydron, probably.
Probably T-Corral.
Either Skippy or T-Corral.
Croc.
Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color.
Webkins. That was the first video game I've ever played, Webkins.
League of Legends. Sadly, that was the first game. That's one of the only games that I play. I just enjoy it so much.
Mario Kart 7 on the DS.
No bully.
Probably PGE. Some of the top matches.
Definitely PGE. Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond is one of the greatest schools if you like.
The library, it just got renovated and much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room.
Probably the IT area in the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life.
Are you a snow person?
Not really. No, I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No.
Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play, I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2.
Probably Rivals, you know.
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would love to play Smash.
I'd probably play Madden.
Gotta be Mount Aloysius College. You can't beat them.
Mounties, obviously.
Mount Aloysius, of course.
Oh my gosh, this isn't the question. Mountie Esports.
I mean, gotta be the Mounties, right? The culture here is unmatched.
The Mount Aloysius esports program.
Obviously, Mount Aloysius.
You're looking at it.
Gotta be the Mounties Esports.
Cool.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond. Fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig. And 99.9% reliability at any hour. In any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
Here at Mountain Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Mountain Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different. Makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
We asked 10 Mountie Esports players 10 specific questions, and these are their answers.
Watermelon ice from Gamer Subs.
Ghost Energy, either the cans or the pre-workout, either work.
So I used to be a Ghost favorite, but now
Too long. White Monster for sure.
Monster, the Fantasy Red Ruby.
The Mountie GG gamer subs that they provide.
Taco Bell, absolutely.
McDonald's is so much better.
Taco Bell has to be. I've eaten too much McDonald's since it's right down the street.
McDonald's. I like the Oreo McFlurries.
I'm gonna choose Taco Bell because it gives me less stomach problems than McDonald's does.
McDonald's all the way.
There's levels to this, and Taco Bell is at the top one.
Sheets guy all the way.
I actually don't know what Wawa is, but sheets.
I gotta say Wawa. I grew up with Wawa, and I just think the food's better.
Sheets is the best thing to grace our planet.
I'd have to go with Sheets.
Definitely rough.
Injustice, no J-Naps.
Hydron, probably.
Probably T-Corral.
Either Skippy or T-Corral.
Croc. Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color.
Webkins. That was the first video game I've ever played. Webkins. Oh my god.
League of Legends. Sadly, that was the first game. That's one of the only games that I played. I just enjoy it so much.
Mario Kart 7 on the DS.
No bully.
Probably PGE.
Some of the top maps.
Definitely PGE. Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond is one of the greatest schools you can buy.
The library, it just got renovated, much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room.
Probably the IT area in the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life.
Are you a snow person?
Not really, no. I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No.
Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play, I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2.
Probably Rivals, you know.
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would love to play Smash.
I'd probably play Madden.
Gotta be Mount Aloysius College. You can't beat them.
Mounties, obviously.
Mount Aloysius, of course.
Oh my gosh, this isn't the question. Mountie Esports.
I mean, gotta be the Mounties, right? The culture here is unmatched.
The Mount Aloysius esports program.
Obviously, Mount Aloysius.
You're looking at it.
Gotta be the Mounties Esports.
Cool.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond, fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig, and 99.9% reliability at any hour, in any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
Here at Mountain Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Mountain Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different. Makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
We asked 10 Mountie Esports players 10 specific questions, and these are their answers.
Watermelon ice from Gamer Subs.
Ghost Energy, either the cans or the pre-workout, either work.
So I used to be a Ghost favorite, but now
Too long. White Monster for sure.
Monster, the Fantasy Red Ruby.
The Mountie GG Gamer Subs that they provide.
Taco Bell, absolutely.
McDonald's is so much better.
Taco Bell has to be. I've eaten too much McDonald's since it's right down the street.
McDonald's. I like the Oreo McFlurries.
I'm gonna choose Taco Bell because it gives me less stomach problems than McDonald's does.
McDonald's all the way.
There's levels to this, and Taco Bell is at the top one.
Sheets guy all the way.
I actually don't know what Wawa is, but sheets.
I gotta say Wawa. I grew up with Wawa, and I just think the food's better.
Sheets is the best thing to grace our planet.
I'd have to go with Sheets.
Definitely rough.
Be Justin, no J-Naps.
High ground, probably.
Probably T-Corral.
Either Skippy or T-Corral.
Croc. Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color.
Webkins. That was the first video game I've ever played, Webkins.
League of Legends. Sadly, that was the first game. That's one of the only games that I played. I just enjoy it so much.
Mario Kart 7 on the DS.
No bully.
Probably PGE.
Some of the top, man.
Definitely PGE.
Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond is one of the greatest schools you can play.
The library, it just got renovated and much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room.
Probably the IT area in the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life.
Are you a snow person?
Not really, no. I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No.
Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play, I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2.
Probably Rivals, you know.
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would love to play Smash.
I'd probably play Madden.
Gotta be Mount Aloysius College. You can't beat them.
Mounties, obviously.
I'm Aloysius, of course.
Oh my gosh, this isn't the question. Mountie Esports.
I mean, gotta be the Mounties, right? The culture here is unmatched.
The Mount Aloysius esports program.
Obviously, Mount Aloysius.
You're looking at it.
Gotta be the Mounties Esports.
Cool.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond, fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig, and 99.9% reliability at any hour, in any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
Here at Mountain Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Mountain Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different, makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
We asked 10 Mountie esports players 10 specific questions, and these are their answers.
Watermelon ice from Gamer Subs.
Ghost energy, either the cans or the pre-workout, either work.
So I used to be a Ghost favorite, but now
Too long. White Monster for sure.
Monster, the Fantasy Red Ruby.
The Mountie GG gamer subs that they provide.
Taco Bell, absolutely.
McDonald's is so much better.
Taco Bell has to be. I've eaten too much McDonald's since it's right down the street.
McDonald's. I like the Oreo McFlurries.
I'm gonna choose Taco Bell because it gives me less stomach problems than McDonald's does.
McDonald's all the way.
There's levels to this, and Taco Bell is at the top one.
Sheets guy all the way.
I thought I should go on the little wall race, but shoots.
I gotta say Wawa. I grew up with Wawa, and I just think the food's better.
Sheets is the best thing to grace our planet.
I'd have to go with Sheets.
Definitely rough.
Justin, no J-Naps.
High ground, probably.
Probably T-Corral.
Either Skippy or T-Corral.
Croc.
Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color.
Webkins. That was the first video game I've ever played, Webkins. Oh my god.
League of Legends. Sadly, that was the first game. That's one of the only games that I play. I just enjoy it so much.
Mario Kart 7 on the DS.
No bully.
Probably PGE.
Some of the top, man.
Definitely PGE. Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond is one of the greatest schools if you like.
The library, it just got renovated, much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room.
Probably the IT area and the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life.
Are you a snow person?
Not really, no. I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No.
Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play, I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2.
Probably Rivals, you know.
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would love to play Smash.
I'd probably play Madden.
Gotta be Mount Aloysius College. You can't beat them.
Mounties, obviously.
Mount Aloysius, of course.
Oh my gosh, this isn't the question. Mountie esports.
I mean, gotta be the Mounties, right? The culture here is unmatched.
The Mount Aloysius esports program.
Obviously, Mount Aloysius.
You're looking at it.
Gotta be the Mounties esports.
Cool.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond. Fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig. And 99.9% reliability at any hour. In any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
Here at Mountain Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Mountain Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different. Makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
How y'all doing today? Welcome back into some more Rocket League action. Hope you're having a fantastic one. This is PIEA Fall 2025 week number 2. And I'm Spaceman, joined by the one, the only, your boy Q. I am so happy that you're here with me today because we got ourselves not only a couple of great matches that I'm excited to talk about, but some new talent on the field and some new opportunities to talk about two teams that are still hunting for a win. First and foremost, man, tell me how you're doing.
Oh, it's a beautiful Tuesday. Always love to get down to some Rocket League action. And you mentioned it. It's still early on in our semester, so looking for some new talent to be taken to the field and making a name for themselves. It's not often we get to sit in on some Division 2 action over here at the main channel. Had a couple of schedule switches, but hey, you know what? C'est la vie, I suppose. Let's go ahead and get down to it. Still best of 5 action. Let's go ahead and get down and do what it do, Spaceman.
I like that. Let's get right into it. Now, we haven't often seen, I'm going to ignore the opening kickoff off of the following 50 win, by the way, because I was going to talk about the fact we haven't seen Oasis in rotation a lot. Do like that it's here, but you get what you get here from Blue Team, as Albert will go ahead and take the 1-0 lead off kickoff.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry. We do see the Albert Gallatin's squad able to find their first. Question now will become, as far as for Greensburg, will they be able to find themselves a relatively quick response? It seems like the Colonials are going to be able to keep pressure inside the zone down over here on this orange half, as even now off the sidewall, the ball that goes back down across the middle of the net. Right now, as far as for Greensburg, kind of struggling to find a way past midfield.
Yeah, I think the big takeaway, though, that you have to give Albert Gallatin is maybe simply they're too confident in the offensive third as of now. I mean, Greensburg, while their defense hasn't been as stout as maybe you'd like in the opening minute, granted, they haven't been punished too hard, and Albert Gallatin have been sending all numbers and the rest of the house towards the net at all times. So keep that in mind. If they get over-aggressive, they could get punished. We'll wait to see what the counterattack looks like off the back wall. Any pickup from the defense, it will be back out to midfield as Greensburg do escape.
For now, Greensburg not going to be able to step forward and take possession. It's actually quickly in transition the other way. Collapse off of the back wall. Sends one towards the net, but it will be Betso Base who will be able to at least find the save. The question now becomes, like that last possession, how long does it take to find a way past mid? A double whiffed, and I don't have skills. We'll be able to punch that one home. It means the lead has been doubled down.
Yeah, some confusion on the back end here for Greensburg defense. It looked like they were unsure if the possession was going to be caught cleanly in the corner. End up losing a free touch off the back wall. The follow-up leads into a fake. And the put away is a little too easy for Albert Gallatin. They've had a couple open looks to begin, and off the opening kickoff again, it was that first shot, first goal. Since then, it's been all of their offense looking for the third. It's not going to land, but damage done in the opening 2 minutes. Albert Gallatin are just going to roll.
Sometimes I feel like when you have a team that gets into a lobby and has to wait for the opposition, sometimes they might come out and are a little cold, right? Because you kind of have that little wait time. That hasn't been the case here. The Colonials have come out swinging. I mean, we're not even 100 seconds into this thing. They've already found the back of the lace 3 times.
And this is a best of 5 to keep in mind. So if you're starting off, I know game 1s can be a bit of a wash. We've talked about in the history and we being proverbial of all of Rocket League for all time. Game 1s can be up back and forth for either team. Doesn't really set the tone of the series too often, but it does show you where both teams are coming in. I think you make a good point there. Just one team kind of stalling, waiting to get into the match. Once they get in, they're a bit sluggish. The big takeaway, though, defensively for Greensburg is just simply possession and ball control. They just need more time on the ball and to make sure they get their teammates involved with that. They've been struggling to find the clear.
Yeah, I mean, to put into perspective, we've spent about 80% of the time down here on this orange half of the field. I mean, they have been absolutely dominating when it comes to the possession as well. As another shot will ring off the top post. Everyone's pressed forward into the zone too, and not in an overly aggressive way for the Colonials. I do think that there's an opportunity for a quick counter attack for the Centurions if they're able to piece one together. But for now, the Colonials have been able to just play this suffocating sort of offense, which keeps the squad pinned back until they're eventually able to find themselves a fourth.
Expect this just to be a victory lap. Nice little kick off the sidewall. Something you'll see around. Oh, I mean, at this point, with how the skill floor is risen over the last 5 years since RLCSX, I want to say it's been high plat, low diamond, where now players are finding more and more touches off the sidewall, recognizing it can be a fourth offensive player, creating some space. So again, spacing is kind of one of the big things, the big step ups for a lot of players when they come into a higher level, higher skill gap, just understanding how to take advantage of what's given. And right now, Albert Gallatin are doing all of that and then some. 4-0 lead in game 1, 2 minutes to go. Got no reason to suspect they won't find a fifth.
I feel like the other thing too is Albert Gallatin really showing that it's all 3 players, right? Sometimes we'll see down the Division 2 level that maybe you have one standout, maybe 2, but when you're firing on all cylinders and you got all 3 players who are able to compete at a pretty high level, makes it hard to beat, again, especially at the D2 sort of position here. And it's being shown out on the field as everyone taking their opportunities towards the net, and no one really being worried as far as being pressed too much.
Oh, is it free? It might be. Took it away from his teammate, got a little jealous. The open net, it looked like there was a look there, but unfortunately, Albert Gallatin, again, kind of run into each other. Granted, you can do that when you have a cushion of a 4-0 lead, but this is certainly a squad that's, hasn't been punished. And I think that's also just a statement on how their first game has gone. You can kind of go for whatever you want when you have a lead, sure. But if the defense can't keep you honest, you could do stuff like this, where no boost flips into the box, leads way to a 50, leads way to a 5th goal.
when you're into double digits on shots, that's one thing. But to be hit 16 shots just 4 minutes into this game really lets you know the pressure that they have been able to keep towards this orange half. And understandably so, we've been seeing having a hard time getting things cooking as Greensburg, because when you're caught back in your back end as much as you have, it's hard to find any sort of offensive pressure.
I do want to note as well, and this kind of rounds out our larger point here in this first game of how dominant it has been for Albert Gallatin. For Greensburg, though they're losing 6-0 and things can always get worse, the important takeaway is that defensively their ideas are correct. It's just execution, and sometimes that is just reps in the lab. Sometimes that is just more playtime. Obviously, development as a player matters a lot, but they're making the right decisions. The choices are there. They're just unfortunately not able to execute. So when it comes to playing 50s through the corner, when it comes to trying to set up off the backboard, and take the ball to midfield, the small things defensively that they're trying to do that everybody else does, they're doing correctly. It's just execution at the end of the day is maybe the 1 or 2 percentage points that really does matter the most. And unfortunately, they've just been unable to convert on their own side of the field. We'll see if they can get out here. Unfortunately for them, down 7-0. Maybe get one for the road, but it's only a game 1 of a best of 5. Still a long way to go. Oh, what a pass.
Still definitely time, but it does feel like you would really like to get yourself that 1, maybe even 2 that you were talking about. There's something to build upon going into game number 2, because I've always said that game number 2 really is the important one to start the series. It's one thing to start hot. It's a second to be able to withstand that same consistency in game number 2 and not allow a response for the opposition, which will now be the challenge for the Colonials as we shift our attention over to game number 2, because otherwise Albert Gallatin could be setting themselves up to have a really quick day here.
Yeah, and you bring up a very good point of just simply game 2s. We call it momentum games. We call it testaments. We call it basically it decides how your series will go. Game 1s can be a bit of a wash. They can be a 7-0. They could be a 1-0 game. Game 2 is where the series really starts to settle in and kind of make its mark. So this next one's going to be really important for Greensburg. Obviously, you don't want to go down 2-0 online. Granted, it's best of 5. We've seen crazier things, but you can look at the goals, assists, and shots in total for Albert Gallatin. I think that is the takeaway here. They just were way too... Efficient's not the right word. Overwhelming is the right word. They were way too overwhelming for the majority of this game. And Greensburg defensively, like when you're losing the midfield, when you're losing defensively, the only way you get out is either control boost and get physical or control the ball. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't do either, and that's credit to Albert Gallatin, but those are 2 things that going into game 2, they have to find if they want to be successful.
Well, let's see if they'll be able to turn things around. They've had their minute to think about things here between games 1 and 2 as we get ready to move the pitch. The good news for the Centurions is the score of game number 1 becomes irrelevant, right? The scores will be reset back to 0 on the other side, and we will reset that clock.
Yep.
Back to 5 minutes. I do feel like some extra aggression would be nice. It's easy for us up in the booth to say, hey, step in with an extra demo or 2, as they were only able to find 1 over the course of 5 minutes. But you got to find something, because that shot disparity has to change. So let's go ahead and take to the pitch and get down to it here in game number 2.
Something's got to give. Something's got to change. And that's the beauty of a best of 5, is that it's all left up to the field. You never know what you're going to get on any given series. Hold on. Oh, that's disgusting. Okay, it was a fake. Oh, you know what? I'm going to say he was going for it and it tactically, quote-unquote, faked here. But huge 50 off the sidewall. Yeah, leaves it for his teammate, and Mountain Claps takes care of the rest.
Looking good here in game number 2 as Albert Gallatin start things off. 13 seconds is all it takes. And it felt like earlier on in game number 1, as much as Albert Gallatin had pressure and control, it did feel like the Centurions had been able to withstand for the most part, but the wheels kind of started to fall off towards the back end of game number 1, and allowing an early goal could kind of allow for that here we go again sort of mentality, as it's a free breakaway the opposite way. However, that one will ring off the post and surely breathe a little sigh of relief here for Greensburg.
That's their first real counterattack they've had in 2 games, and comes at an opportune time. Is it just going to float in? It will. The defense got caught, thought it was going to hit the crossbar. It does not. It's a free bounce and a free touch upfield. Been better, certainly was on that one, and that's a free goal that just can't go in.
just the lightest touch, and it allows it to find the just beautiful raindrop drop top sort of shot there. That's what you love to see. 2 goals, 50 seconds. Now's where you got to start moving with a sense of urgency here if you're Greensburg, because something, as you said, does got to give, and it feels like a lot of lather, rinse, repeat. A third one potentially finding the net. Clank, you won't be able to find that one there, but we'll only be able to find the ball towards the midfield line. It's been that pressure that we've been talking about here for the Colonials that continues to show its way through. An errant pass, though, will give Greensburg another opportunity at it as they'll be on the attack.
And look, some of these misreads from Greensburg can still lead to positive plays. I mean, you see it here, the miscatch on the sidewall, but follows into a 50. Those are the kind of extra efforts you're going to need if you're down mechanically. If you're unable to keep up with the pace of Albert Gallatin, that's fine. Just hustle to the ball. That's what we've seen a lot of times from younger rosters as they find their way into the esports world. It's what works best. Right now, they're looking pretty good at the midfield. Couple counterattacks, nothing that's converted yet, but promise is there, and promises could be kept down just 2-0. Only need one. That's a wide open net. It's a great save. A follow-up shot that misses. A bit patient on the back line, but as the dust settles and teams scramble, it is still a chance here for Greensburg to escape.
Fourth defender helped out a little bit, but you'll take what you get here if you are Greensburg. Looking for some way to alleviate a little bit of this pressure, however, fighting against one another. Clank, now looking to try and find a way to punch that one through. Can't gather the handle. Cam not going to be able to find the 50, and after a swing and a miss, the shot towards the net here from Trent will be saved, and now it's Clank back on the attack off of the sidewall and looking to try and take this one in on his own. Leaves it in front of the net. Cam puts it home, and Greensburg find their first of the series.
Oh, look at this carry off the sidewall. Beautiful little second touch into the corner, and Cam just picks it up on a demo. Nice positioning all the way around. This is the hustle, the extra effort that was lacking in game one, that was a bit timid because of the lack of mechanics. But here, down just one, a brand new sign of life for Greensburg off the kickoff, trying to get the second, but still a chance for this team to come back.
What a save after a first goal kind of feels like poking the bear. Not sure if that's what I'd be doing, but let's see if maybe it helps spark a little bit of extra fire in the teammates, I do suppose. Cam able to rise on up, take the possession there. Second touch gives them a chance as they look for a pass towards the middle, but nobody's there. It's now the opposite way. Second touch off of the backboard. Ain't going to be there, with the ball's in a dangerous spot. I think that actually gets hit by a defender. We'll have to watch it back on the replay, but that will mean the lead gets extended back to 2.
It looked like it was an extra setup. Yeah, it was. Cam who put it away, so it's a tough save. Here's the problem. On that carry upfield, Cam's job really there is to either A, slow possession and help your teammates get up to help through the corner, or B, get boost. Unfortunately, he gave the ball right back to the defense. They get a booming clear, and from there, on the other side of the field, you see yourself scoring on your own net. Not a great way to go about things for Greensburg, but a chance to still follow up in this game if they can get something going. Unfortunately, right now, the team in blue is just way too strong with another pickup on the offensive third and a put away for a 4-1 game.
And more space. There's no one around for Trent, which makes that one easy for the double tap. 4-1 here with 1:47 left to play. Left in a sort of similar fashion that we were at the end of game number 1 here, Spaceman, where the math really ain't mathing to me. You would really like to be able to find a little bit more offense if you are Greensburg, as they only found the one. Claps will be able to find a way to send that towards the side. Can you still keep possession here for Greensburg becomes the question. Instead, it's sent back out towards the midfield line. Claps isn't going to be able to find a way all the way out of the zone, though. It's actually the Centurions still looking to keep pressure towards the middle, but unfortunately, that's an opportunity that goes awry.
I like this pressure we're seeing. Again, not a lot of triple commits from Greensburg. They're focused more on just trying to maintain possession, which is the right thing to do, especially when you're skating alongside the offense. Still hunting for boost at the midfield. Great pathing as well. Looking for their first real counterattack since the opening minute. They have a chance to bring themselves back in this game, but like you said, man, it's we're getting to that territory of mathematically it might become improbable. But it's looked a lot better from Greensburg. I do want that to be a takeaway. Break up the rule 1 is that Greensburg have looked much stronger in this one, much more confident, yet the scoreline remains around the same. Albert Gallatin have punished on the mistakes, the disadvantages the Greensburg have put out, and unfortunately for them, they just don't have a lot of offense to be able to help.
To be fair, it did kind of feel like the last 2 minutes the foot had gotten let off the gas a little bit in game number 1. I think they could have probably pushed the needle just a little bit more. But yeah, I do have to agree. I feel like things have been figured out at least a small bit here for Greensburg. The problem is now or never when you're talking about in between games 2 and 3, because it is just the best of 5, and it's going to have to be a big adjustment even still from this point, because the high flying ability of this Colonial offense that has allowed for them to still keep so much of a pressure discrepancy, I should say. 11 shots as opposed to 4 here in game number 2. I mean, Greensburg would have had to be 100% on their shots just to tie things up.
When you're running into a matchup where one team mechanically is a little more sound, a little more fundamental, which is not a negative. It's just the way the field reads at this point. For Greensburg, your only priority here is to either win through attrition or not give the ball away. And the reason I bring this up is because I go back to that play downfield. I go back to Klanka, who had open space in the corner, a full tank to grab, a chance to path, a chance to slow. Instead, tries to cut into the box, gives the ball away. It's a booming clear for Albert Gallatin. They go downfield and end up not even having to touch the ball before it goes in. Point being, Greensburg have had opportunities where even in tight situations, they've had the chance to make the right play. They've had the chance to make things close, and they panic a little bit. They get in situations where they think they have to be a hero and do everything themselves, when sometimes the best play is to pull the ball in and focus on trusting your teammates to catch you from behind. And those are just small things where, again, it's only one goal, but it does give you an idea of the gap that we see between Albert Gallatin and Greensburg. There's still a lot of positives here for Greensburg, for sure. For Albert Gallatin, they're taking advantage of those small mistakes. They're converting them into points. 4-1 is a very, very straightforward game in a lot of eyes. And now we go to game 3, backs against the wall. Greensburg are down 2 in the series. It's a best of 5. But for Albert Gallatin, it feels like this is almost just a formality. They've been playing so consistent since game 1. Got to expect the same here going into the next one.
Let's go ahead and get down to a game number 3. I think we had a quick pause just because our last player was just about unable to get in before the kickoff. Want to make sure we have all 6 out on the pitch. You know, as Albert Gallatin was waiting for Greensburg to join the lobby, they had mentioned that they were potentially going to be running into some time restraints, and I had joked with them that a 3-0 would give them plenty of time still, and seems like they kind of took that to heart. They're looking to try and wrap up a sweep. I thought we're going to be able to find yet another early goal off the opportunity there. This one, however, we'll be able to find it. So this time, yeah, maybe not 30 seconds, but I mean 33. I can't ask for much more.
I feel like I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't also point out, you know, some of the small mistakes there from the first shot. I mean, MT Clips had left pylon of the left side of the net completely open. Yes, you're getting a defender challenging cross body, but that's one of those plays where you don't need to over adjust to worry too much about the trajectory of your shot. Just bully your way forward. Go take that angle, fight through the 50, try to get a dunk. It's better to try to fight through a low pass, a low touch on the goal line than it is to kick the ball back out, miss it, hit it off the crossbar, hit it off the corner, and then have to recover defensively. So one of those instances where Albert Gallatin and trying to think too far ahead of it, and look, just trust your mechanics, trust your ability to play through the ball. Unfortunately, as I'm yapping, on the other end, the defense makes a mistake, a beautiful takeaway at the midfield, and Cam follows up.
Oh, it's an easy one, give it on over, maybe be a little bit of breath of life on over to the Centurion squad as they're able to tie things up just a little over a minute gone by here in game number 3. There is still plenty of series left if Greensburg is able to extend things here in game number 3. The only problem is MT Claps doesn't take long to respond here for Albert Gallatin. It's 8 seconds and they're back in the lead.
I mean, you absolutely have the skills. Why wouldn't you? That's a beautiful kickoff, a beautiful juggle downfield. Teammates hit the slot appropriately. Nobody overextends. You keep pressure contained in the offensive third. Nicely done all the way around by Albert Gallatin. Now can Greensburg respond?
It's Greensburg's first series on the semester, so maybe still some time to make adjustments. But as far as for this series, well, time is not your friend at the moment. You only have 3:38 left here in game number 3, and it's desperation time already, because it seems to me like the Colonials are just lather, rinse, repeating from games 1 and 2.
Again, right decisions a little bit less on the execution from Greensburg. They had their second man challenging the touch, just couldn't get up in time. Again, that's a good sign for Greensburg moving forward. Regardless of how they play here in this series or today, they're making the right decisions. It just comes down to the execution, and that's a good thing if you're a coach, if you're a parent of these players, if you're the players themselves. You're like, look, we're on the right path. We're getting to the right results. We just need to execute. That comes through practice, reps, training, all kinds of stuff. But they run into a better team here in this one. I know there's a lot of time on the clock, but a 4-1 lead when you're losing boost to the midfield, when you're losing a lot of those rotations, that feels like it's 6-0. It piles on quickly, even at the pro level. We'll see if they can turn it around here, but they're going to need a lot.
Claps at this point, just styling on him off of the kickoff, pops it up in the air, and no one meets with any sort of resistance. What's the old saying? Hand down, man down. And it's an easy one there. It's 5-1.
I didn't think I'd hear a hand down, man down here on this show today. I'm a little taken aback. Oh, come on now. That's what I like to see. Give him a little, hit the little what a save in the chat. Yeah, here it is. There it is. I like that. I like that a lot.
There's something about the Rocket League feel. You're like, yeah, we're here, baby. We live.
We're back in it. That's awesome. I like the confidence.
Pressure off of the kickoff for Greensburg as their attempt will be denied. Hold on a second. I thought that was going to be the angle. Instead, just rings wide. It'll be I don't have skills in the corner, looking to bring this one on over. Sets up a teammate. Two defenders commit, and either one really able to send that thing out towards mid. It's stuck here in the corner where all three players from Greensburg are all gathered together. I understand feeling the need to get the possession, but right now could really use a little help as far as on the side of spacing, Spaceman.
Yeah, look, a 5-2 still a ball game, but the more you bunch up, the more you burn your boost together as a team, the less space you are able to cover, obviously. And these are the moments where if you're a fan of Greensburg, you're really hoping their defense turns a corner in this next 2 minutes and is able to get this ball out quickly and cleanly. If they do, they have a chance to tie this game up. It just has to come through their defense playing a bit stronger on the back line. We'll see if they can do it here.
Yeah, I mean, 3 goals in 2 minutes, definitely doable. Looks like, though, they're going to have to add a 4th one to that tally, as it's going to be 4 goals just for that young man right there, as it's 6-2. 2 minutes left is time now of the essence.
We say it a couple of times in other games where we talk about scrap time and losing a game off scrap time on hills, or be it just the clock not being your friend. That's going to be a bit high. Same kind of situation here. A minute 54 is a lot of time in Rocket League. That is an eternity. But it's also a reminder of how little you have left with every second that goes by, every 50 you lose, every counterattack you don't get up to. Greensburg are losing opportunities to tie this game up. Great pass in the center, great little floater, put a cap on it, 7-2. Not enough for the Brazil, but even better in that instance, and we'll take it. 7-2 lead.
I also think the other thing to keep in mind, too, if you are a Greensburg player in a situation like this final 100 seconds, you are playing against one of the tougher competitions here at D2 level. Take the opportunity to try and learn and figure out where you really need to make the adjustments later on in the season. Like I said, this is only week number 1 for them. They didn't have a game last week, so still time to be able to take some learning lessons and get better through the rest of the semester. That's what it's all about here at PIEA. But speaking of really stepping on out here, it's now 3 goals for them as well. It's everyone really getting involved.
Look, at the pro level, you can break the game down by the game itself in sections. You could talk about the overall tempo, the team play, the execution, the deliverables that you want as an offense and defense. At this level, the big focus is minute by minute. What are you doing correct, and what can you be doing better? And there's a lot here for Greensburg that, though the scoreline says 8-2, though the series will say 3-0, minute by minute, there were moments where Greensburg had it put together. They had the right ideas. They were converting, executing everything they needed to do. That should be the takeaway going into VOD review, knowing that they're playing a better team here. And moving forward, I hope this team recognizes that our focus should be minute by minute. What did we do right, and what can we do better? And they did a lot right in a lot of these small increments, keeping pace alongside a better team, and that's the takeaway for me.
5 goals here for I don't have skills, who are right now trying to lead Albert Gallatin up into that double digits. And with 55 seconds left of the clock, very well might do it. Actually, you know what? Gonna see him do it right there. It's 10-2. Albert Gallatin have turned game number 3 into nothing short of a victory lap.
This is the largest, what's the word I'm looking for? The largest disparity, there it is, we've had all series. 10-2 to close out the third game. Little victory lap now. I think you've earned it. If you're Albert Gallatin, you've done everything right. Congratulations on the hot 3-0. And I believe going into this, either team had yet to find a win in this season. So this will be the first win for Albert Gallatin, and what a way to do it.
Really doing it in style here is the lad in 11th, and you hear the demos in the background letting you know that they're not letting up with that aggression here either. To kind of put into comparison, game number 1, I believe it was 18 shots they had found and only been able to find the back of the net, I think it was 7 times. Here it's 11 times off of the back of 17 shots. Just lets you know they're a little bit more locked in. It is final 30 seconds though, and as far as for Greensburg, I'm sure would like to find just one more to their tally as they look to go back on the attack. Claps will be able to shut that one down, and now it's Trent in the corner. It's plenty of gas in the tank to be able to make something work, but we'll lose the handle. Cam might actually have an opportunity to punch one more in here for Greensburg.
Everyone for the road. We call it a doggy bag goal. Just give something to the team to let them feel good. You might get it. Keep it up. It's rule 0. Don't let it touch the ground. Flank 'em. Oh, tried to, couldn't get downfield, but GG's all the way around. You can hear it in the game chat inside. 11-2. As the final score will be a 3-0 in the series, Albert Gallatin will take it in a hot 3-0 sweep. But there were signs of good play here from Greensburg. It just came down to being overwhelmed by a better roster, a better team. 946 points, 5 goals, 4 assists, 8 shots for I Don't Have Skill. Clearly the antithesis of the name itself. This was a dominant performance.
I mean, to still have an almost 100% goal participation at 11 goals is pretty darn impressive, ain't it? Because you can only have 2 people. Well, there's only, this isn't like hockey where you have like the 2 assists, right? You know what I mean? Yep. So pretty darn impressive performance for I Don't Have Skills for sure. For Greensburg, you know, we had talked about it a few times, playing against one of those teams that will probably find themselves at the top of the standings once everything's all said and done here for Division 2. Just some learning lessons to be able to take away. It's never truly an L as long as you're able to learn from it. So hopefully they'll be able to hit the VOD review room, and we'll be able to see them back better than ever in weeks 3, 4, and 5. But we do still have some more action to come up here on the Esports Company Twitch channel. So make sure you guys are staying locked in. I believe our next game should be kicked off here in just a couple of minutes. Some more Rocket League. We're going down to Division 1, or going up, I should say, to Division 1. Penn Trafford versus Garnet Valley. Promises to be a goodie. We'll be back right after this.
Everyone's seen death in their dreams, but we still wake up and go to sleep. Everyone's seen death in their dreams, but we still wake up from our sleep. I'll be home soon. You don't gotta fight alone.
Folks, welcome back to more Rocket League Fall 2025, week 2 of the PIEA. It's going to be a fun one. We just had a 3-0 that was, if I'm doing the math, 10, 7, 5. It was like a 22-4 game in total. But I think this will be a little bit different here as we jump up to around Division 1. And Q, we need to now have a discussion about, are we getting a closer, like, 4-game series of this best of 5? Are we getting another sweep? What are your vibes right now? What are you feeling?
I was just trying to figure out if this is their green or gold roster. I'm not sure. Penn Trafford is one of those schools that, like, historically in PIEA, they know how to ball, Spaceman. So even if it is the gold roster as opposed to the green roster, I think we should be in a good one. By looking at the players that are in the lobby, I'm pretty sure it is their green roster who did sweep in week number 1. As far as for who they are playing against here, Garnet Valley also swept in week number 1. So 2 teams that obviously only one of which can be able to continue walking away, stacking dubs. We've got all 6 players out on the pitch here, though, Spaceman. Let's go ahead and get down and do what it do.
You know what's the best way to stack dubs?
How's that?
Stack boost. You stack boost. That's how you stack boost. I think. I don't know. I'm not a very good, like, Diamond 2 player anymore, so I assume that boost is still name of the game. Boost overball all the time. Keep that in mind, by the way, chat. If you're ever wondering how to get better at Rocket League, get the boost. Don't go for the ball. Focus on getting boost. We'll see if Penn Trafford can do just that. Oh.
I always tell people I know my strategies from watching the game. Playing it, certified aluminum, but you know what? I sure know how to watch and explain the games. We take steps at a time. Here early on. You know what, though? Early on here in game number 1, well, we've got 2 separate teams who have both had opportunities. Only 1 shot, though, for either side. Extrencia thought they were going to be able to find that one. Billy finds enough of it to get a save as it's another pass that comes across the goal line. Literally, Lloyd will be able to punch it towards the middle. It's a rule 1, though, baby. Give it to me.
Yeah, let's get some 2s going. Haven't seen 2s on Oasis in a while, but I will gladly take it. Did I hear a demo?
Yeah.
You naughty little players. Oh my. We had a rule 1 and you broke it. Now somebody's going to get punished for it. Unbelievable.
I'll see if they do indeed get punished for it. Remember, it was Garnet Valley. Technically broke it. Here's literally Lloyd, who will send it up into the offensive half as they'll look to try and set up a little more offense here for the Warriors. Billy will pick it up with plenty of gas in the tank and now looks to move things forward. Was looking to get fancy with it, but the defense steps right up on in. They take the cookies. They're going the other way. Ball's in a dangerous spot, but no one there to bang it home.
Again, your pressure's been more than capable on low boost. That's a good sign of things to come. I'm continuing to send 1 at a time if you're winning these challenges like they are. Waiting for the defense of Garnet Valley to show us what they got past the midfield. We'll try to poke it. Leaves it. Second man takes. First man follows. Instant challenges once again to the offensive third. That's a long shot across the post. It won't land. But it will lead way to more grabs on boost, and with it, opportunities and resources here for Penn Trafford.
Extrencia is going to be able to punch that one home. And, well, while we might have had almost the full half of play before the first one comes across, it will be Penn Trafford who strikes first. And I was just thinking the literally Lloyd name stood out to me. It's an old nod to an old teammate, literally Johnny, that was on this Penn Trafford roster. I do believe graduated last year, but love to still see the tradition being carried along by Lloyd. Noah looking to fire that shot up into the top. Binskis looks for a second, not going to be able to find it. As far as for now, the Jaguars need to find a way to really set up a prolonged possession. It feels like for them, while they've had some looks, it's been like 1 shot and done once they're down in the blue half.
Yeah, and that sometimes is enough to win you games, but it can be really tough to keep you in them. And we've seen it at the highest level, the lowest level. You need a couple of good swings offensively to really keep the defense honest. Again, a lot of time here, and at 55 for Garnet Valley. This comes down to being able to control this side wall. The clears have been pretty great for Penn Trafford, as they've been able to find those opening picks. And a dangerous one that rolls in front of the net, kicked back by the second man. No follow-up, and a bit of traffic jam, but cleared out by Penn Trafford.
Like the look, like the attempt from Billy. Unfortunately, just not quite efficient when it comes to the scoreboard here. Luke Nader was looking for the second touch, not going to be able to find it there, and all of a sudden we're off the opposite way. Extrencia going to be able to slot that one top right corner, and just like that, the Warriors able to take the lead and double it down.
And great little ground game here as well. Catches the defense rotating back post, keeps them on the back wall, says, don't worry, I'll just cut in quickly and flick it on forward. That's what we get. 2-0 for Penn Trafford.
Still time here for the Jaguars. I think most importantly to at least find one here in game number 1, as it has been a relatively quiet day. 4 shots to their name, although I guess the Penn Trafford Warriors haven't had very many more. They've only had 5 shots. They've just been more efficient with those touches, and final minute of play means that there is still time as they're able to keep the pressure down here on this blue half until Extrencia is able to break it with a touch there. Keeps the possession down here in this half as well. And now it's more time that continues to tick away.
Every second matters. Every possession feels like 2 or 3. Can they break out? Garnet Valley is going to try to kick it downfield. They will do so. A chance. An open ball. Set back into open space. Third man goes. Not a lot of boost though. Still keeps it alive. And unfortunately, this one stalls out again. It will be a double commit. All 3 are up now. They might get punished. Uh-oh, it's a breakaway open net. And he missed it. Kicks off the post. But 2-0 lead regardless. Leads way to another counterattack.
It's one of those where if it wasn't a third goal, I would say you'd really prefer to not score anyways, because it's not like you don't have to worry about resetting. But even if you did 3 goals, I don't think possible. But more importantly for Penn Trafford, you're able to fall back to the defensive side and come up with one more stop. They are going to be able to walk away with a clean sheet here in game number 1. Penn Trafford starting off hot.
I do want to kind of hit back to a point you made earlier that was really keen. Again, like shot-wise, this was a close game. This was 4-6. It could have gone either way, and I think that obviously as we jump up in rank, it's going to be a better disparity between the players. It's going to get closer in competition by nature of competition itself. But it is important to note that though Garnet Valley yet to score, they had opportunities. They had chances to put the ball away, and that is a good sign of things to come going into game 2, because Penn Trafford, while they did capitalize on all of those counterattacks, there was pressure from Garnet Valley. There was possession time. There was demos that mattered. So we'll see if they can rally that into a better performance in game 2. And if they can, they have what it takes to be able to tie this series up, which is a good sign of things to come.
Well, we mentioned it in that first series. Game 2 is really where the focus should be heading into a series, whether you win or lose. It's going to be up to the Jaguars here now to find a way to respond. I mean, the 2-0, yeah, it's unfortunate to walk away without being able to find one. But I do feel like you had mentioned, I mean, numbers-wise and statistics-wise, it felt like it was a lot closer than what the score, I guess, really would have gone to show. So let's go and take to the field here in game number 2 and see if the Jaguars have the ability to send us to the rubber match all tied up. It's going to be pressure here early for the Warriors off of the kickoff. Lloyd looking for a shot will be denied by Billy. Strencia with a touch to be able to keep it alive for now. Second effort will allow for them to keep the possession. Everybody all gathered up together once again for Garnet Valley. Spacing is a concern even early.
Oh, going for a musty this early? I'd love to see a Garnet Valley goal. Let's reset some of the momentum from the beginning of this series. Why not? This could be a real good opportunity to right some of those wrongs. And again, keep the defense honest. Something we've talked about in the last series, and also a point to be noted that as long as you play close, the defense should feel a little bit more keen on pulling back to the midfield, as Garnet Valley will continue to try to break out from their own side, trying to hold on to possession here. Will leave downfield, misses the extra touch, but the follow-up in the back line, some miscommunication defensively, yet again taking away Penn Trafford with the ball.
On up here, Extrencia kind of lurking in the shadows, waiting to see where the first touch is going to come across here for the Jaguars. Literally, Lloyd creates a little bit of space with the demo. Now more pressure here as they're able to take the possession. As a touch towards the middle, left off for Noah, who could be setting up Extrencia if they hadn't rotated all the way back towards the goal, but it's still more aggression that has been being brought out here from the Warriors as those demos have been keeping Garnet Valley back. They will send a shot towards the net, however, relatively easily saved as Billy now looking for a pass across, but nobody home.
I really like the patience right now from the second man of this Garnet Valley offense. They are waiting for that second touch from Penn Trafford or the clear to come in before they follow up, and they're doing a nice job of poking it towards net. Like we've seen here, it's a free ball and a free shot for Billy. It was wide open off the counter, and a beautiful pickup from second man. You can see it. The first man gets a touch, second man waits, and there's the goal.
Billy rises up overall. 6 players that are in the corner, 2 of which that jumped for the ball. Able to find a first here for the Jaguars, putting themselves into the driver's seat, which I feel like has to be a nice little sigh of relief. They will have to make sure that they can thwart this first attempt, as it's Billy who finds the save. Follow-up from Noah will ring just a tad bit high. It's Billy who goes the other way, though, and has a little bit of green in front of him. Unfortunately, can't quite control that pass, as they did have 2 teammates out towards the middle who are looking to see where that one were going. That's one that I'm sure Billy would like to have back.
And if I'm this offense for Garnet Valley, I'm allowing Billy to be the first man up and to challenge and fly after possession every single time. The way he's moving, let him be an attack dog. Get downfield, win some of these 50s, win some of those rotations from the sidewall, keep your 2 teammates back, and you have a chance to really pull this game away. I like what they're doing. I like the pace they're playing at, and it looks like they're much more confident going into this one than they were in game 1.
Noah once more, up over 1. Can you find the second touch? No. Extrencia following up in the corner. Here's literally Lloyd following behind. Not like this. Oh, it's going to ring off of the post, though. A sigh of relief for sure for the Jaguars defense, but they've still got to lock it in, as they do still have Penn Trafford in possession deep. Extrencia's shot's going to sail wide. Noah off the sidewall will be able to keep the pressure forward, at least for a simple touch. 2 players here from Garnet Valley contesting for the same ball will at least allow for them to break the pressure.
Still a lot of time. Not a lot of boost, though. Penn Trafford trying to close the gap, and they will. Beautiful setup and a better follow through all the way from the opposite end of the field.
Clean and easy. Just have to rise on up and get to that one. When the biscuit's in front of the basket, it's good eats here for Penn Trafford, who will be able to tie things with just a little under 100 seconds left to play. It'll be Noah who sends one towards the net. Lucanator will rise up and stalls it in the sky, which just allows for Penn Trafford to move their pressure a little more into that orange half. Lucanator looking to find a clear. It's literally Lloyd who pops it up around the midfield line, but eventually Lucanator will be able to field it. Looks for a second touch in front of the net. This ball is going to be dangerously in front of the net, and Billy rises up. He's a big boy, comes home with the dunk.
Yeah, that's a tall man right there. A couple of awkward moments from the defense. You get a double commit, a collapse, not a lot of boost, valiant effort still on the post, and unfortunately for them, just not a hand up in time. Garnet Valley take advantage of the mistake, and they capitalize on another opportunity. It's 2-1 with 1:12. What do Penn Trafford have in the bank?
Still time. You only need 1 if you're Penn Trafford, and they've shown the ability. They do have that first win, so maybe not too panicked, but I would like to, I always like to make light work of things after you've won game number 1. They will be caught right around the midfield line. Literally, Lloyd won't be able to find a second touch, but it will be Noah. We'll send it up into this orange half with the pass towards the middle. Extrencia a step behind, but Lloyd lurking in the shadows around the midfield line keeps the pressure forward, rises up to follow up their own attempts, but that one will be denied.
Oh, careful. Good priority defensively, and one of the highlights for Garnet Valley in this game was their patience on defense. It needs to stay. It won't, though, as literally Lloyd basically crosses in between 2 defenders, sneaks up, and takes a free shot.
Probably one of my favorite themes, can I be honest? The crickets. I think it doesn't matter what the goal looks like. The sound just adds that little extra, little extra kiss to it on the top. But we are all tied up here now. 20 seconds left. could very well be going into overtime unless Billy has anything else to say about it. Won't be able to find a second touch, however, and all of a sudden looking to flip the pitch and flip the script here are the Warriors. Lukinator, a dangerous touch. Extrencia can't find it there. Follow-up will be a tad bit wide, and we're off to overtime.
Oh, Q, that was their chance. They had the look. They had a chance to bully it forward. They just slid a little too far. Something that happened in game one. It's right over. Oh, what a touch for Billy. Oh, what a play for Billy. You wanted him to show up all game. He does. He gets the scoring going, and he closes the conversation with a reset from the midfield.
Oh, puts it just behind Extrencia, who's trying to turn around there and can't quite get back in time. And we've all been there. All you can do is sit there and look at it and end up shaking your head at the end of the day watching the replay. Garnet Valley will be able to steal there first, and does mean we're at least guaranteed 4 here in our second series of the day. And hey, you know what? I'm here for it. Give me 5 if we have the ability to go the distance, because I would love to see this thing go the distance.
Hey, give us a little 5 OT on Champions Field. Is that possible? Admin, gamers, players? I think we can get there. Again, Billy was... Can we talk about MVP so far in the series? I mean, Billy was everywhere today. He was everywhere in that second game, from scoring, pressure off the sidewall, counterattacks, tempo, everything. Like, Billy was the offense, and I think feeding him the ball and giving him a chance to go be an attack dog is working out well.
Well, Billy was able to put the team on his back and able to walk away with a dub in game number 2, and now we'll have to play the remainder of this series as a 2. It looks like Lukinator, unfortunately, not going to be available to compete the rest of this series. So Garnet Valley now going to have their hands full here, especially as it did feel like they were just barely able to sneak one out here in game number 2. But you know what? Power to them for being willing to give it the good old-fashioned try. So let's go ahead and take to the pitch for game number 3, and let's get down to it.
You know, maybe this is Viticopium, but I do think there is room, no pun intended, for the fact that they lose a member. You give Billy all the space. You allow Artemis to be a better facilitator, to kind of get involved more on the offense too. It's tough to play 3v2. There's no doubt about it, but it's also not the end of the world. There's a real chance where, again, Garnet Valley could kind of sneak away with a couple of big swings and do a great job of keeping themselves involved in the plays.
One thing they're going to have to be careful of is their spacing, as they didn't get caught too far forward. The first counter attack was not punished, and the second attempt of the ball being left right in the middle of the field doesn't get punished as well. So at least first attempt is a 2, walking away with a little bit of luck, but hopefully that doesn't make them think that things will be that easy. They're going to have to lock it in and play a darn near perfect brand of ball. Literally, Lloyd will look to send things back. That's a dangerous spot. Going in front of their net is it will be Artemis Phoenix, who at least gets a nose onto it. Extrencia, 1 touch. Can you get a second? No, literally Lloyd sends it towards the corner. It's off of Noah's nose towards the middle of the field for a pass. I think it's denied. Extrencia, second touch. Can't find it there. Right now, Penn for Trafford have all sorts of pressure, but for what? They can't find the net.
Yeah, the accuracy issues that existed in game 1, a little bit in game 2, have come back to haunt them in this 3v2. They've had moments, looks at the net that should otherwise be 1-0 leads. Unfortunately for them, just a bit wide. But granted, you have so much space to work with. That's the beauty of a 3v2. We'll see if they can try to keep the defense guessing. They do. Nice little flick and the opening goal. Great lead to start.
Let them cook. Look at the flick of the wrist here by Noah, just able to pick it on up, put that ball on a string. First one in, and gotta be a little bit of a sigh of relief for a team that has had all sorts of pressure here in game number 3, despite the fact that they've only got 4 shots. And the reason I say only is I feel like in a 3v2, generally you're able to see a team really be able to crank things up. Haven't quite been able to do so. Lloyd, though, the Kablamo, will be able to put Billy back into respawn. A bump as well, starting to come in with a little bit of that extra aggression.
You need that touch. That was the touch right there. If it's a bad look, it's a free ball downfield. It's a counterattack the other way. Unfortunately, just the softest 50. Literally, Lloyd quite literally sets it up on a platter, and a 2-0 lead. Now the pressure, knowing you're down a man, knowing you have to cover so much more ground, does become a factor. We'll see if they can whittle it down into something more simple. If not, we're gonna have to focus again on those boost pads. And if they can control boost, they can control the back line. For now, though, off the kickoff, what can they do?
They're still caught back, and now Lloyd still stepping up with the demos, and I guess in Cobra Kai fashion, going to sweep the leg, you know?
Yeah.
No mercy here. In the 3v2, it doesn't matter. I'm still going headhunting, says Lloyd, who might even be trying to find that exterminator medal. By the end of everything, once it's all said and done, turns around, tries to hunt that one down, but can't, but it's still pressure forward. Extrencia can't quite find his way over one. That shot will be just a tad bit wide, but it's in the middle of the field. That follow-up shot denied.
Oh, you got a lot of space here. You got a lot of space here, Billy. So much space. Don't panic. Nice job on the demo. And again, you have so much space when you're moving upfield. One of the best ways to catch the defense is to slow it down. Play on the ground. Here comes a demo. No, misses the bump. Both members stay alive. Ball in play. Garnet Valley going to try to again escape downfield. Can't win the 50. Billy has to work overtime to get back to this one, and he will. Great recovery and great effort to hustle back into the play.
Like the patience from Noah, knew that both teammates were going and stood back and was able to get back to the defense, but still eventually the Jaguars will be able to find a way to cut this lead in half. It's right around the midfield line, just a sniper shot that finds its way just under the crossbar. And look at that, at the top of the middle of your screens, we got ourselves a ball game.
Are we going the distance? Are we going the distance? Is it happening in the 3v2? Wait a minute. It might. Billy. Oh, so close. So close. Need a little bit more boost. Still, it's going to get jammed in a 2v1, but would have made it interesting.
Had a lot of pressure here, but they are still only up by one. I'm sure they would like to get themselves a little bit of a security blanket goal. Double commit. Follow up, though, by Noah. Right on target as the Hats hit the pitch with the hat trick here, set up by Lloyd. And it's now 3-1, and it feels like that should pretty well put this one to bed.
Yeah, I can't really blame the defense on that one. That's a great setup from the left side of the field. And again, you better follow through in the offensive third. Catch and release. Perfect timing and placement from Penn Trafford. Quality shot. Not much you can do if you're the defense, especially with one man down. And now the pressure is on.
Final 50 seconds at this point. It's just about playing keep away. Maybe even adding a fourth. Noah doing just that, rising to the skies. And there's just no one who rises up with them. It's too easy. Simple double tap. And, well, like that, it's 4-1.
Well, this might be just a bit of icing on the cake for this second, I should say, third game, second win in the series for Penn Trafford. They took game one, they dropped game two, and through weird circumstances, leaving a player out, they will again take advantage of that and now go up 4-1 in this game number 3 in a best of 5, up 2-1 in the series. Again, I mean, they're still like, oh, wait a minute.
Run away.
Wait. Twos does this a lot. This could definitely still be a game.
I feel like whenever you score one, you feel like there's a chance because the kickoff can be interesting. You mentioned, especially in twos, it's not unusual to see a couple of goals off of rip. They're not going to be able to find one here, and more possession moving forward here is Noah and literally Lloyd both moving forward for that one. 18 seconds, and after a small scare, I think he's finding the result that we were sort of expecting once this became a 3v2. They were able to keep things close on the Garnet Valley side, but at the end of the day, as Penn Trafford is going to walk away and put themselves on a series point.
They've earned it. They played well. Oh, can't get the fifth. That's okay, though. 2-1 in the series. We understand the situation, the conditions surrounding it, but a win is a win nonetheless. And again, there were signs of opportunity there from Billy and crew. 727 did almost basically everything he could, and Artemis had some beautiful setups, especially defensively. But that ball possession time is just simply the way it goes. 60% Penn Trafford to 40. Boost consumption, field domination, pressure time is the way to convert that. Boost consumption, the biggest one, 5,977. So not only are Penn Trafford doubling up the amount they're using, they're also just getting around the field quicker and taking more opportunities away from Garnet Valley. which simply is tough to do when you're playing a man down. This is a very difficult situation to be in for Garnet Valley, but look, there's still a lot to like here. I mean, Billy and Artemis have been playing really good. They look like an offense that can certainly kick it into a different style we saw back in game 2. Even if they do find an inevitable loss in this game number 4, I don't think I'm too upset about this because this team looks promising.
We're off to game number 4. We'll see exactly what the Jaguars can do. I think all things considered, a relatively respectable result for them there in that last game. Would definitely, as we had mentioned before, like to see this one go the distance, but they're going to have their hands full here for sure. Billy with a nice 50 keeps the pressure down here inside the blue half. Noah will pop that one up, and we'll make it more of a 50-50, but nobody contesting literally Lloyd. It's a shot from Extrencia, denied by Billy, and it's gonna be literally Lloyd looking to follow it up. Billy not gonna be able to make this way to that one, and Penn Trafford don't take long as they'll be able to strike first.
Literally Lloyd is literally all over the scoreboard. Couple of goals in back-to-back games. Beautiful shot, cross net. Defense was set up right. And if you're a defender in that situation, it's tough to take the angle head on. I think it's the right idea. But ideally, you would want to be sideways in front of the ball so you can flip backwards and avoid having to overcompensate for no boost. Again, small nitpicks of an otherwise well-approached design. Does Penn Trafford take advantage again? Up 1-0. Can they find the second? It's a free ball, a floater. It is. It's Lloyd again, and a 2-0 lead.
To find a quick second, and I feel like for a team that fought probably a little bit harder than they would have expected to in game number 3. Have to be feeling good about seeing the results turning the tide more into their favor here in game number 4. Would like to be able to wrap things up quick, fast, in a hurry. Might even be looking to add a third here as that shot will ring off of the post from the save from Billy, but nobody home off of the follow-up with a beautiful pass from literally Lloyd, who finds Noah for a third.
I gotta say, every time I hear the sound of the crossbar ping, it just makes me happy. I love that. It's nice to hear. I mean, it's not good for the players. I know they hate that, but like, it's nice to hear. It's just a reminder of how close you were to success. They were close. They still put it away, but a 3-0 lead. It's not too shabby here in game 4. It looks like a very dominant workaround. Is Garnet Valley still hunting for their first approach upfield?
Yeah, I mean, as a caster, I've been a fan of the crossbar ting since they added it in, and it has not gotten old, and I'm glad for that. Let me tell you what. However, that shot I thought was going to go in ends up finding its way just a tad bit wide. Billy looking to try and find a clear, gathers it and gets the big pad as well, so has a little bit of gas to work with, but instead ends up finding Extrencia instead of the ball, so puts Extrencia back into respawn for just a moment here as we close in towards that 3-minute marker left in game number 4. It's been all Penn Trafford.
It really has been, and you can't really blame Garnet Valley for the situation they're in. Again, you'd love to see a little bit more of an explosive offense that we saw in game 2 from their primary striker, but you're just not getting it, and we understand why. It's tough to cover this much space and cover this much boost. Almost 6,000 boost burned from Penn Trafford in game 3. Probably similar numbers here. Great 50 though from Billy. Gonna take everything and a bit more to try to keep this ball upfield. Artemis able to kick it through, but quickly collapsed in on as Penn Trafford's defense once again takes away another look.
Defense looking solid now in transition here. Noah loses the possession, but Billy will pay the price, which means the offense can't really overextend. Don't really want to go 1v3. Falls back and gives the possession right on back over to the Warriors here. Billy will be able to find a single touch, but Noah is right in the middle of the field for it and ends up getting a beautiful placement for a second. That's going to be a 4th goal here for Penn Trafford.
A little bit of a flare called the Blue Angels, where like you see all the players up in the air and they're flying around each other. They do a little bit of a dip and a dance. It's a GG's from Billy. It's a thanks for playing. Billy's had enough. Can't blame him. And literally Lloyd will get one for the road. I expect this to be a GG's all the way around. Shout out to Artemis for staying in the game. Wonderful sportsmanship across the board. And this will just be another win here as Penn Trafford will take the series 3-1. And we're going to basically say this is a very dominant win. I know the conditions were not quite great for Garnet Valley, but the win in general, good nonetheless. Penn Trafford looked very strong in this matchup.
Yeah, it's tough, right? You end up having to play out as a duo. You think maybe you have a scratching, fighting chance, and then it just doesn't play out. And you can understand the frustrations, as it is an unfortunate sight to witness for sure. But you gotta give credit to this Penn Trafford squad where credit is due. I mean, they've looked dominant to start off their season. They had a sweep last week. It looked very, very good as far as this week here as well. And here at this point, it's just a matter of time of rolling out these last 105 seconds. And at this point, you know, just kind of allowing the time to roll. You got to respect them for pulling things back to their half for now.
Hey, you know what? This is the time to work on your infield passing, as the Chiefs would like to say. A chance to focus on where you path to the ball. Can you get sticky with it on low boost? Opportunities for sure. And I think the takeaway for Garnet Valley is, look, they looked good in game 2. There were moments in this series where it looked like, you know, they're a little out of step, but it took a while in that game 1 for things to kind of click. But I do want to focus on the fact that game 2, when all 3 members were here, when they were really playing with that kind of that gusto that we been expecting from this team, they looked really good, Q. They looked like they were going to be able to take the series the distance. Again, unfortunate situation for losing a player, but it's a close series nonetheless. I think for them, can't be too upset about the loss. Just got to keep your head up moving forward.
So got plenty of semester left, as this is only week number 2. So yeah, gotta roll with the punches sometimes for a Garnet Valley squad. Remember, I did mention going into things that they did sweep their first week. You know, moving up to 1-1 on the semester should still have them in a pretty decent spot here for Division 1 moving forward. So yeah, gotta give the tip of the cat as far as that way. But for Penn Trafford, they will move up to 2-0. I mean, 6-1 as a cumulative as far as for their games and that as well. Penn Trafford also looking pretty solid. But we do have good news. You know, earlier on, Spaceman, we saw the overlay. It looked like we were only going to have 2 games. Well, we're going to end up getting ourselves a third over here on the esports channel. Get excited. And it does look like we're going to be able to move into that here in just a couple of moments. It's going to be Central Bucks West versus Pocono Mountain West. So should promise to be a goodie. Don't go anywhere too far. We'll be back with our 3rd series of week number 2 Rocket League right on the other side of this break.
Running around like dollars in the wind, bending over backwards just to let you in. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours I was, but you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours I was, and it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and never. I was putting in the you were dancing in their line, past that we could never run. Oh, they were dancing way up high. We built these walls so we could find who could prove themselves through the waves of time. We're trying to repent before you sin. It's like giving up before you begin. Stars were dancing in their light, past that we could never run. Oh, they were dancing way up high. Stars were dancing in their light, future we will never run. Dirt on our feet was bone dry, it was bone dry. Thought another goal is all we needed. Taking second chances till we bleed. And when all the love had been depleted, we had but no choice to concede. As the stars were dancing in their line, past that we could never run. Oh, they were dancing way up high. Stars were dancing in their line, future we will never run. Dirt on our feet was bone dry, it was bone dry. Even now, you're coming up to me, fire lighting up the sky. Feel the ground shaking underneath, trying to take me alive. Get ready for the fallout. Can't stop me now. I got no rival. I'ma fight my way through the blood and pain game of survival. Any time or place, watch 'em run away. I got none. I'll be standing on my own, never gonna take my throne. echoes became colder. I never really knew that it was over, till the quiet and the echoes became colder. Took my love and gave it back. It's yours to leave, but it won't keep me from this heart. And I'll try to carry on again, but I never really knew that it was over. Chasing the wind, gotta love it while you can. In the moment, let it in, no holding back, can't pretend. Chasing the wind, gotta love it while you can. In the moment, let it in, no holding back, can't pretend. Look at you now, you finally did it, finally made your mama proud. Yeah, they doubted but the fire never drowned. Your haters in the crowd, all eyes on you now. Chasing the wind, gotta love it while you can. In the moment, let it in, no holding back, can't pretend. Chasing the wind, gotta love it while you can. In the moment, let it in, no holding back, can't pretend. Your friends, they talk, saying you should be the one to stop. They say you're wrong. Don't you let them get into your thoughts. They're gonna tell you anything, but that's not the way you should think. You're a star, gonna win it all. Chasing the wind, gotta love it while you can. In the moment, let it in, no holding back, can't pretend. Chasing the wind, gotta love it while you can. In the moment, let it in, no holding back, can't pretend. In a city full of shadows and streets made of gold, the whispers of dreams that we all bought and sold. Everyone's chasing what they can't define, looking for answers in a bottle of wine. Get it, come get it if you think you can. Break through the noise like a madman. There's a fire burning deep in the night. Get it, come get it if you've got the might. The neon lights flicker and the crowd's on the brink. Fortunes are won, lost in the time that we blink. Gotta take a shot, no room for regret. Living on the edge, ain't done with it yet. Get it, come get it if you think you can. Break through the noise like a madman. There's a fire burning deep in the night. Get it, come get it if you've got the might. Don't wait for tomorrow. The moment is now. With a heart full of thunder, don't ask why or how. In the ruins of glory, find your ticket to ride. It's a roller coaster, baby. Buckle up for the ride. Get it, come get it if you think you can. Break through the noise like a madman. There's a fire burning deep in the night. Get it, come get it if you've got the might. Dreams collide in sleepless nights. Stars explode through blinding lights. Victories found in the fight. I'm on top, my soul ignites. Life's a game, we learn the rules. Twist and turn like misfit fools. Through the pain we break the chains. Find the win through loss and gains. I've got a heart that's never quitting. In this race I'm always sprinting. Feel the power, victory sings. Born to conquer, spread my wings. Castles built on hope's foundation. Rivers run with pure elation. Through the storm I'll find my way. Triumph shines like break of day. Tides may turn but I remain. Steady, strong, won't yield to pain. In the end the truth will show. Strength and heart, the seeds we sow. I've got a heart that's never quitting. In this race I'm always sprinting. Feel the power, victory sings. Born to conquer, spread my wings. Tides may turn, but I remain. Steady, strong, won't yield to pain. In the end, the truth will show. Strength and heart, the seeds we sow. I've got a heart that's never quitting. In this race, I'm always sprinting. Feel the power, victory sings. Born to conquer, spread my wings.
생각해 또 나도 몰라 what did I do so wrong. 다 비슷하게 살아가는데 꿈은 이뤄지는 게 아니라 꾸는 거라 생각하며 살아왔지. 아무것도 아닌 나에겐 누가 말해줬지. 진짜 원하면 언젠간 되지. 말만 잘하는 사람이 되기 싫어. 진짜 잘해 이제 나도 할래. I'm gonna be a legend. We're gonna be a legend. 우리가 해냈다고 다 고개를 끄덕일 수 있게. I'm gonna be a legend. We're gonna be a legend. 그때까지 나랑 같이 갈래. 손을 잡아줘. Sometimes I don't know what to do. Am I doing it right? 마냥 나이만 먹어가는 걸까? 다 잘하는 사람이 되고 싶어. 똑같이 하는 건 재미가 없잖아. 아무것도 아닌 나에겐 누가 말해줬지. 진짜 원하면 언젠간 되지. 말만 잘하는 사람이 되기 싫어. 진짜 잘해 이젠 나도 할래. I'm gonna be a legend. We're gonna be a legend. 우리가 해냈다고 다 고개를 patrol.
Folks, welcome back to the regular season, week 2 of PIEA. I'm Spaceman, that is your boy Q, and we got ourselves one more series to go tonight, a best of 5, this time though a 2v2, and we're going to round out the night with 2 very staunch squads. Excited, Q, talk to me. We just watched a 3-0 and a 3-1, so it's been a little bit lopsided today, but I think a 2v2 will give us more reprieve in the scoreline. How you feel?
Is it a 2v2? I think it's just going to be a 3v2. I think it's only the 2 on the one.
Oh, 3v2?
Yeah, I think it is going to be only 2 on the one side. Unfortunately, Central Bucks West third, currently MIA, and we're going to have to get things going here because we have some students are going to be having to catch the buses home here as far as for the extracurriculars here relatively soon. Should be a fun one though here. Central Bucks West versus Pocono Mountain West. Again, we are still relatively early on in the semester here, so haven't really gotten to take a look at too much from either of these squads, both of which are going to be looking for their first series win. So I guess maybe if you are Pocono Mountain West, you at least feel better about the fact that you've got the advantage of the 3v2 going into things. I think our 2s got in at the last second. I think they're waiting for a potential restart on the kickoff here, or maybe we're just going to respect things and yeah, let's go ahead and restart as far as for the kickoff itself, and then we'll get things rolling. But still very early on. Who knows? Maybe even the 3rd shows up for a later game. So I think if you are the 2 here for Central Bucks West, you just try to build up the most momentum as possible as you can here.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, all's fair in the competition. Just try to do what you can. I remember the feeling back in the day when you're trying to catch the bus and the panic of not knowing what comes next. But all you got to focus on right now is just driving around the field. I'll see what these guys can do here. Central Bucks West versus Pocono Mountain West. And here we go into game number 1 on Oasis. It's a 3v2. It's Pocono West in orange, Central Bucks in blue. We'll see what they can do.
Wouldn't be surprised if we do end up spending a decent amount of time on this blue half. I think the big thing here for the Bucks is they're really going to have to rely on the counterattacks and really picking their moments, because as the 2, you're not really going to be able to send that second too far forward, right? Otherwise, there can be a very quick transition and all of a sudden there's really no defense the opposite way. We had seen earlier as far as in our earlier game where there was a 2, when they pushed forward, got caught, 3 players going the other way, it's hard to stop.
And I'm trying to hitting on that point. If you are playing a 2v3, wait a minute, backboard, oh, cleared away, nice defense. If you are playing a 2v3, as those 2 players, patience is your best friend here. I mean, you're going to get chances to get free scoops like this, nice little demo and bump goal. You're going to get an opportunity through mistakes or through just slow play and spacing to get a look at the net. If you do, take advantage, and that's what we get to start. Nice shot.
Got to capitalize, and they're able to do just that here. First goal on the board for the Bucks. They're actually the only team that has a shot in the first minute. They've actually got 2 of them things here, so it's going to be up as far as to our side of Pocono Mountain West to see what they can get cooking, because they've been caught in their back end despite the fact that they're playing against a 2. Moon Boy with a nice pass over to Grumps. Bang! That's going to be the Bucks now going up 2.
Now, hold on a minute. Thought for a moment just the advantage would be enough to push this team forward, but it turns out that patience is the name of the game, and mistakes have started to cost Pocono West. Right now, Central Bucks West 2-0 lead in a 2v3, and they're just getting these goals kind of for free. Like, the ball's popping up into no man's land. They're taking advantage. This is just good patience all the way around.
Well, can't really ask for much more. Starting things off as a 2, and looked pretty darn good. Not just on the offensive side, but I mean, shoot, this Panthers squad still looking for their first shot. I mean, the defense has been looking pretty stout. Grumps, though, not going to be able to win that 50. It means a chance for a first shot. However, that opportunity does fall by the wayside as that opportunity gets dwindled away.
And sometimes at this level, players feel like because we have an extra man, it means we can double commit more and try to force moments to happen. And normally that works in high level 3s to an extent, but down here in this kind of gameplay, it really is a detriment because it forces your team to always kind of play off the back foot. You got to put this one away. They will. But the double commits do scare me a little bit from Pocono Mountain West. I hope that they'll be able to clean those up. And again, just play patient, right? Poke downfield. Nice job not overextending. Allow your players upfield to go make a play. Jay gets that. We got a 2-1 game.
The Bucks have definitely shown that they can hang with them here through the first half, but it does feel like if the Panthers are able to just smoothen up those rough edges just a little bit, they'll be right back into the driver's seat. Opportunity here that's a little bit dangerous. Hold on a second. I thought there was going to be a chance to open things up the opposite way. Jay Goico has a chance for a second touch, has a whole gas tank to work with as well, but unfortunately just can't quite grab the handle. It means Moon Boy going to be able to find a way to move this thing over towards the sidewall, and Grumps should be able to find it clear.
If I'm Pocono West, I'm sending one player upfield at all times to enforce some physicality. Oh, it's right over the back line. Never mind. The defense needed to pay attention on this one. The sidewall was wide open. 2 commit on the back boost. Moon Boy has a free touch, and Jago was sitting incorrectly. That is an easy goal for the boys in blue and a punishment here in game 1.
Still got time. I mean, a goal a minute, definitely doable. And, well, 1 goal a minute is going to be what's needed. Just to simply send things off to overtime. It means your defense also has to hold the line here for the Panthers as Grumps looks to field this in their corner. It's be kept alive down here on the side for now. Jay Goico going to send it up high in the sky. Grumps rises up and shuts that one down, but it's a follow-up shot that just doesn't have enough oomph on it to be threatening towards the net.
So a lot of time here in game 1. Didn't expect the series to go this way in the 2v3, but credit where credit's due. Central Bucks West have done a really good job of playing the ball out in front and forcing Pocono Mountain West to overexert themselves on some of these touches. It just hasn't gone their way. Into the corner. Plenty of boost to burn here if you're Central Bucks. Nice little skimming touch back to the midfield. This ball's going to jet itself into the corner. A race now to possession. A bump on the goal line. And this burns time off the clock.
A minute left here, and every second that you spend down on this side is more of that precious time that melts away. Grumps' first shot won't be able to even find its way towards the middle of the field for a potential pass look. And now it's Moonboy who steps forward. It's going to be a quick move by BMR to be able to get past one. Looks to get under Grumps, but can't quite do so. Big save as now they'll be off to the races the other way. Moonboy's shot will eventually be denied, and it's 30 seconds left.
A chance. Oh, nice read. Front of the box. Kicked back out. Center to everybody, but the offense pulled back. We have 3 members. I know I critiqued it earlier about sending 2 members at the ball, but this is the time to commit. You're down 2. You don't need to overextend on the rotation. Stay upfield. Path to progress is the name of the game. Nice little fake. Oh, it's wide open. Got to put it away. Good carry, and they will. Down by just 1, but life's still here.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
There's a chance,
ready
baby.
to set up for the kickoff here. Don't necessarily need a miracle right off of the kickoff, but you do need to be able to be in the position to take possession for that second touch. I mean, I guess the advantage of having 3, but with it going back to their defensive side means you got to pick things up from here. You got to keep it up off of the ground, and unable to do so means Central Bucks West going to take game 1.
A 3-2 win is close and is still as close as we'd like in this series. Still best of 5, and my goodness, 2v3 worked out quite nicely. Again, playing through patience and playing through mistakes. Ball possession was there for Pocono Mountain West, but those early commits from Central Bucks West paid dividends in the end. And while we did see a turnaround from the boys in orange, I do want to remind that those double commits early did cost them a couple times, but they have the ability to work back in this series, and I'm excited to see what they can change going into game 2.
It's one of those games where if you looked at the stats without seeing the score, you'd think it went the other way, right? I mean, you've got ball possession going in favor as far as Pocono Mountain West, field possession as well. Overall shots, it really was the efficiency for the Bucks that led them across the finish line. I feel like for the Panthers moving forward, you would feel all right with the fact that it felt like there towards the end was really able to make some moves towards being able to walk away with the dub. It could maybe potentially walk away with a gentleman's sweep here, but it's, again, same song and dance. We'll shift our focus to game number 2.
Look, it's a big test for sure. I think if you're Pocono, you kind of, I know game 1s we've said before can start a series, make you feel like you're behind. It's a wash. You have a whole set of games in front of you. You're Pocono, the biggest takeaway is who's going to be the IGL right now in the comms? Who's going to be the one to say, hey guys, let's slow down, let's play through each other, and trust your teammates, especially if you're going to commit for a lot of double commits, if you're going to fly upfield and stay aggressive. Trust your teammates to be able to make those plays as well, because the last thing you want to do is get caught in their way when you're rotating out for boost or trying to set up defensively and eventually pay the price for it. As it looked like the other side, Central Bucks were very comfortable challenging on all sides of the field. So Pocono have more than enough in the tank to get this one done. They just need to play patient and play with each other.
Let's go ahead and get down to it. Game number 2. The Panthers try and come out and play a little bit more aggressive here early, take the control, but it's now Grumps has field in front of them. Will eventually lose the possession as Jay Goico will be able to knock that one away. Moonboy playing a little ping pong, sending it back into that orange half, and I mean, move forward here. Kind of surprised you don't want to fall back to the rotation. All of a sudden, as a counter attack here for the Panthers. One shot will be denied, and first look, no dice.
Maybe rolled again? Maybe Snake Eyes. I'm trying to think what other things exist in dice besides Yahtzee and Snake Eyes. My brain doesn't work that well. Oh, that's almost an own goal. Be careful. Be careful. Back it up slowly, easily. Hold on. Free pitch. Free touch. And it will eventually kick out. And still a chance goes by the wayside, but I like the pressure we're seeing early from Central Bucks West. Did they get the third? Did they get the third?
We have a third
Oh my
here.
goodness.
That makes things interesting because we saw Central Bucks West be able to control the game a little bit with 2 early goals in game number 1 with 2. Now with the third, everything changes.
It does. And I guess I'm just going to play devil's advocate because it's fun and why not. But like now it's also, there is less space on the field now for the offense of Central Bucks West. And all of a sudden, maybe this additional player allows Pocono Mountain State to get back to what they know best. Maybe they can feel like they can take the space they wanted, or they can play back into the system they prefer. I don't know. I'm just throwing spitballs out here. But that is a great shot from the corner and a great response from game 1. Pocono Mountain West open up proceedings early.
So far, they've been able to shut down the offense. No shots from the Bucks. The third one happens to be the magic number here for the Panthers, as they will be able to take the lead. There is, of course, still plenty of time left. I mean, 3:15 is ages in a game of Rocket League, as Mr. Brasowski's first shot will be denied, and now it's going to be up to Jay Goico to get up there, but can't find the touch. Grumps, the simplest of touches after the whiff, puts that one in the back of the net.
It's just a mistake on the defensive side of the ball. Just needed to get out and maybe flat 50. I know it's tough to read that, especially as you're coming down over the net. Best case scenario, you catch that pass on the backboard. If you don't, flat 50, long reach of the Dominus will get you across. Oh, escaped upfield. Wow, was this a wave dash into the play? How did Grumps get this much speed? Wait a minute, he just goes right past. It's a floater. Unfortunately, it was off screen when it happens, but I believe Grumps just paths his way right into the net. And when he does, he finds a goal.
Good. Second goal on the board here for the Bucks. 2 minutes off of the clock. Moonboy will fire another one on a target, then turns themselves into a homing missile, able to take one off of the pitch. That won't stop the Panthers from trying to find a way out of their back half. BMR not going to be able to find their way to that one. Grump's shot's going to be just a tad bit wide, and interestingly enough, despite the fact that they've added the third, it's pretty close as far as on ball control through the opening half of play. It really does feel like the Panthers have been able to make some adjustments in that regard. The one thing, though, that has been tough is the fact that we spent a lot of time down here on the orange half. That is one thing that the Bucks have really been able to do well, and it's hard to surmount a comeback when you're caught in your back half.
Need something. Just need, whether it's a good 50 at the midfield or just a good drive downfield. You need some positivity here, and it's a bit of a generic statement, but it's true. You need a little reset for this offense. It's been pushed back defensively. That feels like they got bullied on the kickoff. They did. This time, though, they'll have to deal with, again, a little bit more latent pressure in the corner. Low boost, double committing out for the rotation. Focus simply on just getting back into the play. They will. Great job by the third man not to get overzealous, excuse me. Sidewall, reset there, leaves it. Can't find anything, and the offense will wait.
So caught back as there is an opportunity here. Jay Goico will be able to take out one, but Brzezowski right there to still be able to pick up the control. Second opportunity, puts it towards the net. Hold on a second, though. It's right in the middle of the field. Grumps has a shot opportunity, but that will be denied. It's 75 seconds. They're going the opposite way. The Panthers have a ball in front of the net, but it'll be sent all the way back towards the midfield line, and I'm sure a sigh of the relief for the Bucks here.
61 seconds on the clock. One more goal for Central Bucks West, and they'll probably put this one away. They're going to take it from the sidewall. Oh, yeah. Let's get a little weird with it. Looked for the freestyle attempt. I don't know if he got bumped by his teammate. I don't think he did. I think it was Jay who actually came in and cleaned up. He's already enforcing some pressure on the back line. But that allows the second man to then take call on point and go after the touch. He does. Open field, triple commit. The net's open. Just shoot it off the crossbar. Follow up, not going to be there. Bumped away. Pocono survive another assault.
A good bump by Jay Goico to be able to, hey, can't get a nose on it. I can at least make sure they don't get a fair touch onto it. It's a nice touch towards the middle. Could have potentially set up a shot here as it's now running out of time for the Panthers. 20 seconds left as Jay Goico will be able to win that one, but unfortunately, no one to follow it up. Final 10 seconds, they're still not able to get a real gather of the possession here, and it's no more time. It's now or never. Otherwise, you could very well be seeing the Bucks moving up to series point. Unless you're able to find one here, that's exactly the result they're looking at.
Just got to keep it up. Won't happen, though. Close game, but in the end, Central Bucks West will take it 3-2. 2-0 in the series, 1 away from a sweep. Didn't think we'd get to this point. It was a fascinating game one, but 490 from Grumps, who, again, I think the fun part of that game was immediately seeing the speed difference. That kickoff was pretty indicative of most of it, but the speed flip or wave dash, whichever it was, off the kickoff into that goal, set the tone quickly. All of a sudden, Pocono was like, oh, we can't just kind of corral this slowly. We have to really play pace here. And they did, to their credit, 50-50 on both sides of the ball for both teams. But again, it was just the patience from Central Bucks West that came in clutch.
Gotta say, it's gotta be rather frustrating for the Panthers who feel like they're so close, but obviously also at the same time so far away, right? Because now you're gonna have to find a way to win 3 in a row after these first 2 have been oh so close. And yeah, maybe took them for granted in the 2v3 early in game number 1, where you probably should have stole that game if we're being honest. But here in game 3, it just felt like their offense was never really able to find that bite. Yeah, they had 6 shots to them, but never really too threatening towards the net itself. So we'll have to see if they can find that little bit of extra threat to them. Otherwise, we could be looking at ourselves a quick finish to the end of our day.
Yeah, I think, this is primed for a nice little game 4 push for sure, but it's really dependent on just how the offense comes across. From what we see out of Pocono West, if they're able to simply keep the ball on the ground and play confident with each other, we will be looking at a game 4. If not, poke it downfield, maybe follow up, take some boost in the corner, play with the defense here. They won't get to it. He pulled all the defense out to the right. He swings him back to the left, and he finds the opening goal.
Doesn't take them long this time around either, does it? First possession off of the kickoff, and they put themselves right back into the driver's seat. The Bucks have been looking pretty darn good all day long, if I can say so myself. We did mention in the break there that the Panthers haven't been too far off. This possession will be cut short. Grumps looks to send it quickly towards the net. Will be sent back towards the sidewall. Grumps still able to keep things up over here in the corner. Looks for a potential pass towards the middle, but Jay Goico does a great job of being able to get a nose onto it. It's in a dangerous spot as Moon Boy gets a touch, but unfortunately just a little errant.
A lot of time on the clock, a lot of space to play, avoids the demo. It's a foot race to the corner. I say that and immediately dies. That's the cash to curse 101 right there. Moon will just try to kick it forward, dumps it. Teammate gets caught out of the way. It's a double commit and a bit of panic here from Pocono West. Some mistakes defensively. Okay, we're going to back this up. I want to roll this back into the replay because this is a couple of defensive mistakes for sure. A couple of double commits, sitting on boost, and those are the moments where this is a learning opportunity for Pocono West. If you have no boost and you're close to the net, you cannot sit on the full pad and wait. You either have to pad back and get to the goal line, or you have to commit to the ball and ask your teammate to go fill in the gap on the net. You can't allow that net to be open for too long, otherwise you get scores like this.
Generally, I see at this level too, it's part of the reason is we're not taking advantage of the small pads in the middle of the field too, right? It's that hunger for the big pads. So just something to work on as far as on those rotations into your own defensive zone. As Grumps looks to move this ball forward to pass across. Moon Boy tries to get the beat over Jake, just can't quite get there. Now all of a sudden it's in the middle of the field. Moon Boy's shot just sails a tad bit wide as the Panthers surely want that one back.
We still have so much to give here for the opportunity of simply moving downfield. Oh, we're going for it. Oh, we're going for the double commit into your teammate. I love the ambition. I do want to say this. The ambition from Pocono Mountain West is palpable, and I love that. The passion's there. Execution is always something to work on, even at the top level. But the passion's certainly there. Unfortunately, your teammate was in a position to potentially extend that drive and got caught off by his own blocker. It happens. We'll keep it moving. We'll see if they can turn things around here for a first goal.
Still got time if you're Pocono Mountain West, but you are starting to run out of it. It feels like you would really like to find this first one before moving into the final 90 seconds of play. I would argue maybe even 2 minutes here, as it will be sent into the zone. Not exactly sure what's going on with Mr. Brasowski on that sidewall, but maybe a time to sweep the leg and find a way to take advantage on the 3v2. It's in the corner. Nice bump, as one says. Jay sets up the teammates, and they have very successfully been able to take this lead and cut it in half.
And that's the right play from Jay. Way to get back involved in the offense. Fight through the corner, push through that 50, force the pass out center, and a nice follow-up all the way around. That offense needed a spark. It needed something to get going. And finally, the Dominus comes through. And that's what the Dominus is great for. It's long reach. Go ahead and get out in front of the play. That's where you find your best footing. Oh, careful on these double commits. Good. Dude, I'm getting a heart attack watching this team sometimes play defense. Just careful. Your teammates got it.
Trust your teammate, but I love seeing the aggression for sure. Grumps. It's the 50 and gets up over everybody. Jay Goico is going to be able to take out one. Wazowski not going to be able to get a nose onto that one. So all of a sudden, it's the Panthers looking to go the other way with it. It's final 100 seconds here in game number 3. You need to find at least one. If you are Pocono Mountain West, they're not going to be able to find it on this possession, which means they need to find a quick defensive stop.
Still plenty of time. I'm going to keep bringing that up. A lot of time in the clock. Around, I can do math, 80 seconds or so. Couple of bumps, couple of demos that haven't led way to much. There's a follow-up. Is that 2 demos now on the drive? 3? My goodness, the entire back line's open. But again, Pocono still find a way to clear possession. Great defensive stop. Great defensive stop.
It's got to be so frustrating. Everybody getting demoed. Oh, I'm about to say double whiffed. He would have definitely left them frustrated, but still up by 1 year are the Bucks, and the more you're able to keep things down on this side, the less opportunities the Panthers are going to get. Brasowski not going to be able to get the touch they're looking for. Double demo here is now it's Kazak off the sidewall, but can't keep the handle on it, which is unfortunate because it's now 35 seconds left, and each possession down to this side is just 5-7 seconds minimum. That's going to melt away, so every second truly being of value.
Yeah, absolutely right. It's just time becomes a resource that you can't quite tap into anymore. It's tough, but there's still opportunities, still a chance. As long as the ball doesn't touch the ground, you're down by 1, there is a chance to win it. Dominus gets out in front. Dominus continues to win. Low boost for Grumps. Saw a couple of demos open up the back line here. A double commit. Robinson's on full boost. He gives up the center of the net, but it kicks out awkwardly. Jay's going to have to keep it up. A sweep in the books. A sweep. Absolutely. GG's all the way around. Very well played from Central Bucks West. They take the win here on Forbidden Temple. They'll take it 3-0 in the series, and really a much closer series than that game 1 alluded to.
Yeah, I mean, remember game 1-2 was a 2-0 for the Central Bucks West squad. We talked about the potential of them just needing to kind of weather the storm to kind of keep the series alive until the third showed up. Instead, they take game 1. Then when the third shows up in games 2 and 3, well, the game is still close, and the stats will show that. I mean, the final scores were close. It was still a lot of control, mostly of the field for Central Bucks West, that allowed for them to walk away with victorious.
And you know what? Sometimes just the war of attrition goes to the team that just plays a little bit cleaner. And there were moments here in this series where simply Pocono West kept themselves in a winning position, but those double commits, luckily, that is like the most glaring mistake they made, and that can be cleaned up very quickly, both in just practice, also familiarity with your teammates, but simply communication, which is also a big part of Rocket League. These players will learn more and more as they continue their careers. But like double committing on defense, while it can kill you a bunch of times, it is one of the easiest things to fix, and that's a good sign of things going forward. But didn't expect a sweep here on our last series of the day. I'm very surprised.
Yeah, definitely surprised if we walked away with a sweep. Good news, though, at least as far as for the side of Pocono Mountain West. I know we've said it a lot here today, but it's still early in the semester here. And I think, remember, I think long-term focus for PIEA, if you can heat up into the second semester and get ready for state championships at the end of the year, that's really what everyone remembers at the end of the day. So still plenty of time for the end of the year as well. But we talk about as far as state championships, it actually all starts this weekend with our first LAN, which is our LAN of Steel, which is going to be going on. Hope to catch some of y'all coming out and hanging out with ya. Boy, I know I'm excited to be heading on up to the LAN of Steel this weekend. Make sure you're using the QR code. That way you can get yourself that discount and come hang out with us for the free skis. I got a lot of things going on, so even if your team didn't qualify, there are some open events going on. A lot of fun to be had as far as this weekend.
Dude, it's going to be great. I mean, LAN locals are a staple of the esports ecosystem. It's an opportunity for players to, one, get experience in that environment, two, connect, meet others, three, network, four, just experience what esports is all about. Scan the QR code, free admission on the 18th. This is where dreams are made and where careers start. It's at local lands. It's an event like this. They've existed for 20 years. They will keep going. We hope that you can show up and support not only your players, your students, but also yourself. Because if you want to get more involved in esports and find out ways to, potentially make it further as a player or anybody else in the industry, local lands are the way to do it. You get experience and you get a chance to play in front of a crowd, in front of others, and feel what that competition feels like.
First live event of the season. Hope to catch you guys down at the UPMC Events Center. Should be a lot of fun. Unfortunately, Spaceman, that does it as far as for us here today for some PIEA week number 2 action. So if it's your first time through over here on the channel and you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that follow button down below and turn those notifications on. That way we can catch you back live. We've got more action throughout the rest of the week. We've got Wednesday, we've got Thursday, we've got our Night Owl streams starting back up tomorrow as well, as far as for some of our collegiate action. So hope to catch you back for some of that as well. But until we do get to catch you, actually, before I get out of here, I got to make sure we're giving a big shout out to the man behind the curtains, giving us the views and the vibes. Because, I mean, we really do have the easy portion. We get to show up and get excited about Pixels, Nick NCS, pressing all the buttons, making sure that we've got the big vibes and the big views throughout the course of the day. But until we do get to catch y'all back over here for the next one, man, don't forget, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere. Game hard and love hard. All right, y'all. That's Spaceman. I'm Q. For the rest of the crew here from the front to the back, y'all have a great rest of your week. Peace.
I'm stuck in